Okay, so you're probably wondering from the last video with the 1600 PSI pressure washer from Ryobi, how you were going to be running that from your vehicle if you're not going to be using a hose, of course. You want to be 100% mobile. There's nothing wrong with hooking up to customers' water, if they're aware of the situation beforehand, hey, I do have to hook up for your water. Guarantee you 99% of the time, they don't mind at all. If that's the route you want to go, that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that when you're starting out. Most people don't have the opportunity to have a water tank, But I just wanted to kind of go in depth too of different options as far as water sources go. Obviously, with this pressure washer, what I was shooting for to help you guys out if you're looking to do water tanks, pressure washers, and everything set up in your vehicles if they do fit, how that process works. You can either go with a pump that's going to pump the water, from the water tank to the pressure washer, which is going to require drawing more power from a generator. That's not the situation that I'm in. You can also just use, what's free, gravity fed. So when you're gravity feeding water from a water tank, of course, you're going to have to figure out if you have the room for a water tank similar to this. It's a 24-gallon water tank. You can find things like this, Tractor Supply, I'm assuming Home Depot. They usually advertise it as something that sits like on a little wagon or the back of an ATV to use for, water, weed killer, any type of chemical you can use for outdoors that you're using out on the yard or something like that. In this case, this thing is perfect. 24 gallons of water, that can get you by with vehicles, a couple vehicles. I've done, I want to say 3 vehicles, using the water heavily, not being really careful with it. The pressure washers don't use a lot of water in the first place. 1.2, gallons per minute. It's saving you water there. So, how I would be using this pressure washer would be by gravity feeding. Like I said, you want to be able to have room, make sure you have room for a water tank to be lifted up some, so that way when you do open your valve for your water to flow, you're going to need, downforce. You're going to need that gravity feed. So, you will open that up. The water's going to come down, You don't need to have this thing raised up super high. You just need to have it up for at least there's water flow that's going to come downwards from the hose to the pressure washer. The pressure washers already have that little pump inside of them. It's nothing crazy. It's not, drawing a lot of power, but it does help the water come through the pressure washer. As long as there's water to the pressure washer and there's downflow, you'll get water coming to your pressure washer to push it out. But so in my case, this hose is, I don't know, it could be, 7 feet, 8 feet long. You can get something like this at Home Depot, anywhere that's got hose like this. You want to find something that's kink-free. This is not completely kink-free. It does kink up. Spend a little bit more. You'll get something that's really, maybe like half-inch thick, solid on the inside, just does not flex at all as far as kinking goes. And that'll, that helps your water flow as well too. But so keeping my hose, I'll figure out if I need to cut it or not. We'll see that later on in the video. And let the water flow to the pressure washer. You'll run the power. Go ahead and pull the trigger on the gun with no tip on. You need to have no tip, because there's not going to be no pressure in there. So don't put on no tips yet. Run the water through the gun. Let the pressure washer do its work to help it flow through. Once you see that there's even flow, you got a good little stream of water, then you know that water's completely through the system. Water's all the way to the hose. It's going to keep drawing water as long as there's water in the tank, and it's going to be gravity fed. Then you could put on your tip and you're good to go. So that's something you might have to do each time you pull out the pressure washer, or each time you pull out the gun, each time you set it up. It's something you're probably going to have to do every single time, because you might not have water in your line all the time ready to go right to the pressure washer. You'll see that those things matter. It's just stuff you got to play with. It's part of the game. But this is one of the ways. This is the way that I'm going to go. Gravity feeding from a 24-gallon water tank. to the pressure washer, running it to the generator. There's my full power. I should be good to go 100% mobile. Now, your other methods. Of course, this is what I was doing prior to getting this pressure washer. I stated that it wasn't, you know, to my standards, the best effective way, you know, to do it. It's definitely an option. It is effective. It's just not to my liking. I wanted more. Depending on where you're at, you know, if you're living, you know, I live in the high desert, of course. The weather's off and on here. One day it's beautiful outside. The next day you got a little bit of rain, 5 minutes of rain, a dust storm right after. Your vehicle's covered in dirt, you know. It's a mess. It takes a lot more time to clean a vehicle that's heavily, you know, super dirty, and you're using just the amount of water that this pump, you know, gives in pressure. You're spending a little bit more time on the vehicle. It's definitely a way it works. In this video, we'll go ahead and plug it in. I'll show you what kind of pressure you're going to get from it, but you're going to have to find a different method, a different technique that's going to work for you to be able to get that job done, and you're not sitting there all day, you know, cleaning the car. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and run this and just show you what it's like to run from here. Okay, so here's actually a video I did a while back using this pump sprayer. Yeah, you're basically just going over the panels that you're gonna, you know, you get them all wet, saturated and everything, to prepare to spray that cleaner that I was using, the rinseless wash. Usually it's a panel by panel thing. I ran them on 2 panels, and then I would spray with the pump sprayer that Wolfgang rinseless wash. You just spray it over the whole area that you're gonna wipe down. Make sure that you lubricate all the panels very well. It does have that spray wax effect in it. There is spray wax in there. After you wipe it, you'll get that waxy, you know, glossy finish. And it's basically just not rubbing it in swirls or circles. You're kind of just, you know, going back and forth, you know, dropping it down a section, working your way down the panels. There's tons of different ways to do it. People could say this is the wrong way to do it. Really, it's not, you know, the best method. It's just one that does work, depending on how dirty the vehicle is. You don't want to do it, of course, the vehicle's too dirty, but in this case, my wife's car wasn't that bad. This is basically just touching up and getting it back to looking decent if it's got light dust on it. Then, you know, once I'm done from there, just go ahead and wring out the rag. You're going to set it off to the side. You're not going to use it again. Go ahead and get your drying towel, you know, just buff in that residual, buff in the rest of that wax that's in there. Dry off the car at the same time. It's got nice results. It does look really nice, especially if your car's paint already pops. It just brings out that nice, you know, glossy, wet looking effect to it. So yeah, you're just basically just rubbing it in, and it just finishes it off, and it gives it that good look. This was that method I was using at that time. Like I said, it is effective. It's all personal preference, what you're willing to do, you know. If you don't got a main water source or pressure washer or something like that, this is something you can do. You just got to be aware of it whenever you're going out looking for jobs. You know, approaching, you know, someone that you would want to be a customer. You got to look at their cars and kind of just get a feel for it. See if it's something that you can do it, you know, safely, productively, and it's going to be something that overall is going to satisfy your customer. You know, when you walk away from it, you're going to feel confident about it. So as you can see, yeah, that was a good outcome. This is an option. It's not too bad. I mean, as far as pricing goes, I picked it up on Amazon. I think I paid about anywhere from, I don't know, I think they got them listed for like anywhere from $15 to $25, depending on, you know, I think the length of the hose, what type of spray nozzle you get, but they're all relatively the same. You still get a plastic
spray nozzle. I think they do have a metal one. I think that one's the one that costs a little more, but quick detaches. It's real simple. You know, it's something you could store. You could put it in a glove box or stow it in a bag, leave it in the back of the car or something. You could use it for, you know, a ton of different things, you know, even if you're not doing it just for, you know, car washes, even for camping, you know, or spraying off your area or whatever it is that you got to do. If you're at the beach, you know, with the kids or whatever, and the family's coming back to the car before they jump in, go ahead and spray off, you know, rinse off with that. It's just so simple for the price. It's like, why not, you know? But yeah, so the hose, I think I just bought another hose, you know, that fit on that pump, that fitting that was longer. I think I did like, I don't know, maybe 30 feet. Could be something like that. I think 20 or probably 30 feet, 30-foot hose. That way I can go around, you know, both sides of the vehicle without having to, you know, move my vehicle because that pump was mounted in the back of it. But yeah, so, you know, you just drop that in your bucket, it just turn the pump on and it sucks the water right out of it. So, I mean, it's a cool method, you know, for the price, why not? You know, just to have it, you know, buy it, throw it in the back. It's always a backup just in case, you know, you run out of gas with the pressure washer, you're not paying attention, or, you know, maybe the pressure washer stops working. This right here, I got it from Harbor Freight, $4. $4. You've seen it in the video. I mean, just prior to that, you see me using it for that Wolfgang rinseless wash. You can use it for that. You can use it for like a wheel degreaser, tire degreaser, engine degreaser. You could put spray waxes in there. Pretty much any chemical you want to use, you know. You could buy a couple of them and I'll have them set up for different things. Give it a couple bumps, let it build up pressure. Adjust your nozzle tip. You can get, you know, like a wide spray, or you can get a stream. See right there is a stream. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's a nice other option to have too, you know. Then you get a mist there, and that's usually what I was doing to do the panels. That way it covers up a larger area. You can see it'll saturate an area that you need it to, you know. So that's another nice option to have, you know, for the price. Like I said, it's something else you could throw in the tool bucket, throw it in the back of the car. It's just another option you got. Yeah, so those are pretty much the 3 water sources you could use, you know, if you're trying to be, you know, minimalist with the things that you're keeping in your vehicle, what you're using, you know, is to be able to perform the job. If you want to go, you know, the cheap route just to get started, these are great ideas, you know, for the price. Give them a try, you know. Yeah, so back to what our main goal is to do is get this pressure washer hooked up to this generator, throw this water tank in the back of this SUV, get it all situated with where we're going to sit everything at, where we're going to mount it, and go from there.
I need to figure out if I want to put the water tank back there, lay it long ways, lay it, you know, vertically with the vehicle. You could tell I've had stuff previously before. This is where I mounted the generator, just put it right in between, throw that strap over, boom, it was good to go. It wouldn't fall over. But let's figure out what we can do to get this water tank in, where we're going to sit it, and how we're going to mount it to stay up a little bit. That way it can gravity feed the water. It takes a little bit of playing with. Of course, gravity feeding is going to go the direction wherever way it's dropping towards. I had to mess with the hose a little bit, the water hose a little bit. Water is full in that water line. It's not completely downwards. Kind of hard to explain, but man, the water line's full. The pressure washer's already backed up with the water. It's there. You can see we are on. So that does work. You don't have to have an additional pump. You just got to get that water going first to get to the pressure washer. Once you start holding the trigger, it starts sucking it. It's going to start pulling from the water tank. And it's going to leave that water line full until it's empty. So I got full pressure there. There's full pressure. So it works, guys. No, the generator doesn't have to stay that way, blowing the smoke in the vehicle. You can do a custom exhaust to make it, you know, like a Stinger, make it blow back out this way, or you just take the generator out or flip it around. It works, guys. So if you guys wanted to know if you can do it on a gravity-fed water tank with no pump, you guys are gold. Go for it. Save money where you can to get started. If you want to decide to do it as a profession, you know, work your way up. You want a trailer set up, or however you want to do it, you can start off here. All right, guys. I'll let you go. See you in the next one. Oh, on that note, before I actually let you go, do me a favor, man. I'm trying to help you guys. Help me help you out. I'm trying to give you guys some pointers, you know, whatever I can do to get you on the, you know, some unanswered things that are not, you know, on YouTube, certain specifics about getting things going. Could have went and bought, you know, the pressure washer. I could have bought it used and just did my own thing, but, you know, I want to do the YouTube thing. I want to be able to show you guys there's ways to make things happen. You know, I bought it brand new, so, you know, give me a, you know, thumbs up, give me a like, hit that bell, subscribe. And the more we be able to, you know, more I get out of that, the more I can, you know, continue doing these things, purchasing, you know, from the store, let you guys know what things are out the box on full reviews, how they work, you know, brand new. And I'll even continue doing the videos on the things that I already have, or, you know, if you guys might have things laying around that you could use, you know, utilize the things. There's more than one reason to use something, you know. If there's other ways to do it, you know, I try to figure out something. If you guys got any ideas or suggestions of anything, any questions, message me on here. I'll do my best to get back to you. Leave something in the comments for me. Thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever it is, you know. Let me know. You guys have a good one. Take care.